Hey, everybody. So apparently the internet has decided the Pope can move on from fighting Donald Trump, and now he's taking on artificial intelligence, which honestly sounds less like reality and more like the setup to a deeply unhinged Dan Brown novel. But after reading coverage of Pope Leo's AI manifesto and then making the catastrophic emotional mistake of reading the comments section, I realized people are completely misunderstanding the argument he's making. Because the reaction online has basically been, yes, I agree with the Pope, shut AI down completely. Which is fascinating because that's not even remotely what the Pope is saying. At all. He's not arguing technology is bad. He's not demanding everyone throw their laptops into the sea and return to communicating through candlelit parchment while churning butter by hand and dying of preventable infections at 34. The actual argument is way more interesting. He's essentially saying that human beings have a long history of creating technologies more powerful than our wisdom, emotional maturity, or ethical systems can handle. And honestly, that feels less like fear-mongering and more like somebody just opening a history book. Because humanity has an incredible track record of inventing things first and asking moral questions later. We split the atom before fully understanding the consequences. We built social media before realizing that maybe turning human insecurity into an advertising economy might create some issues. We gave every person on Earth unlimited access to information, and somehow people became less confident about vaccines and more confident that the Earth is flat, which honestly deserves its own Netflix documentary narrated by David Attenborough. Can you hear him? And here we observe the human species confidently misunderstanding basic astronomy while holding a device containing the entirety of human knowledge. Well, and now we have AI. And unlike previous technologies that mostly amplified physical capability, AI amplifies cognitive capability. It writes, it persuades, it analyzes, it mimics conversation, it creates images and media. So I think psychologically this one feels personal. People are suddenly confronting the possibility that some things they associated with uniquely human intelligence may not be as exclusive as they originally thought. Naturally, the internet is handling this calmly, rationally, and with emotional balance, by which I mean everyone has immediately divided into two camps. AI will save humanity versus the toaster is becoming sentient and is going to kill all of us. No middle ground, no nuance, just vibes and existential collapse. But historically, humanity has gone through versions of this before. I think the best comparison may actually be the printing press. And yes, before the historical correction squad storms in like caffeinated medieval librarians, I know people panicked about the printing press too. Thank God humanity didn't listen to most of them. Because while the printing press did spread propaganda, extremism, conspiracy theories, and social upheaval, it also spread literacy, science, education, and democratized knowledge. Both things were true. That is how transformative technology works. Industrialization created great prosperity and horrific exploitation. The internet democratized communication and destabilized reality itself. Social media connected humanity while simultaneously monetizing outrage, insecurity, tribalism, and emotional dysfunction, because apparently every human feeling needed to become ad revenue. Tools amplify. That's what they do. The wheel amplified transportation, the printing press amplified information, social media amplified emotion, AI amplifies cognition. And whether that becomes extraordinary or catastrophic depends less on the tool itself and more on the maturity of the people actually using it, which honestly may be the Pope's actual point. Because this is not really religion versus technology. It's two competing ideas about human nature. One side believes innovation should move as quickly as possible because progress itself is inherently good. The other asks, are human beings emotionally, ethically, and politically mature enough to responsibly manage increasingly powerful tools? Historically, The answer has often been eventually, after several catastrophic mistakes and an unbearable amount of overconfidence. Because humanity's oldest habit may not be invention, it may be mistaking intelligence for wisdom. And those are not the same things. Anyway, if you enjoy historical context, systems thinking, sarcasm, and watching me slowly realize humanity has apparently learned absolutely nothing, subscribe. And if you want the deeper written version with more historical examples and nuance, the full essay is linked below on Substack. See you next time, assuming the toaster hasn't unionized by then.